Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Wednesday, September 18th, 2013. I am astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. We are building up on a big, powerful full moon in Pisces. For the next 24 hours, this full moon is going to get very big and very intense. And this has to do with Pisces, which is a very chill sign. I think this is a saving grace in many ways because it does pull us behind the curtain. It does pull us into our souls. It does allow us to escape reality in many ways. But this is about reality. This is about getting your life more perfect. You know, Virgo likes to organize things, get things together, but it's about finding a rhythm of your life that's more in alignment with your truth. Because we have Saturn, Venus, and the North Node in a perfect tri-conjunction. This is super powerful, and I think the universe gives us this moon in Pisces to allow us to connect with our souls, to be sensitive to the energies. I think that it's important for us to make decisions based off what we want to manifest in our life that's based off this truth, that's based off the return on investment I spoke of yesterday, and to really see through what you want in relationships. I think it's important for you to understand because you are rebuilding your life of truth. And you have got to have people and value systems and all of these things that you're manifesting in alignment with the new building you're building of your truth. Or else, what is the whole point in rebuilding your life? Or reorganizing your life? A lot of this, especially because the moon passed over Chiron last night and it tapped over Neptune, you know, there is this really weird space, this beautiful space, this imaginative space that we are being able to channel and connect to in ourselves. And it's about bringing this to this reality. And that has to do with living in your truth. It has to do with connecting to your emotions. Because today, this powerful moon is going to start to connect to Jupiter. And it's so interesting that there are so many feelings that we must take in consideration about expanding our comfort zones in order to allow this dream to come true. And a lot of this has to do with the moon also tapping into the Pluto energy like it did late last night. And as Pluto is about to go direct here in the next 2 days, I mean, Pluto has stopped laughing, ready to change all of our lives. And even though this is a huge full moon, I don't believe that we really see the impact of it till Pluto goes direct on Friday and into the weekend. So this is kind of a timeout by the universe of before the change, before the rapid change, or in many ways before the death, right? The little death. That's an orgasm, by the way. Before this crazy moment, it's like, we got to make some decisions in what are we going to use this change for? You know, I think it's important to understand what you're going to use this change for. And a lot of this is by allowing the flow to happen. The universe is doing things and aligning things, and surrender to it. Don't be overly controlling of it, but reorganize your life by paying attention to these signs, by walking through the doors that the universe is opening. Today, the universe will open up lots of doors. You're dealing with Jupiter. You're dealing with Mercury squaring Jupiter. Don't let your mind overweigh things too much. I think it's good to weigh things out, but when an opportunity is right in front of you, one that's connected with signs all around it, there is the lesson here of Mercury squaring Jupiter in Cancer that, you know, it's gotta be our minds that allow the doors to open and that we don't, you know, get stuck on the fence or we don't make decisions. Because our mind can be the area right now of our weakness, our pitfall, our fall to really the doors that are trying to open in our lives, that are here to bring us to our truth, that are here to bring us towards, you know, manifesting a life that we feel we deserve in our life, that we need to return an investment in from the universe. And this has to do with relationships heavy as Venus and Saturn come. You know, it could be a little sobering, right? But it could also be very empowering. And taking the steps necessary to build the right relationship, or taking the steps necessary to finally make a decision energetically of what you're ready to commit to and not commit to in a relationship. And in your value systems, the mere reflection of yourself. You know, in order to manifest what you want, it's all a reflection of how you feel your worth is inside to manifest it. And more importantly, as we're taking a look at all this energy and we're dealing with emotions, we're dealing with past life, we're dealing with karmic energy because we're dealing with Neptune and Chiron and the moon all here in Pisces. We're also dealing with this Mercury, which has gone through extreme, energy. And Mercury is such a fast-moving planet, throughout all the things happening, you don't tend to see that your mind actually is going through a reprogramming. And it's got to be the one that opens this door that steps into this weekend. You have got to stop hanging on the fence, and actually make some decisions in what your truth is now. And a lot of this has to do with committing, because that's what Scorpio asks for, and Saturn, especially in Scorpio, asks for a commitment that sees through no matter how much money's in your account, that sees through no matter what relationship you're in, that sees through the end-all be-all. That you've got to commit 100% of your energy to that cause. I committed my energy to this astrology no matter what. I'll be honest, I think I'm getting sick right now. I'm doing this with a sore throat right now, but oh my gosh, you know what? I've committed to this cause. No better way for me to surrender to the universe as well. And this is the last thing I want to do right now is get sick. And I'm praying I don't, but that's just life. And we're having to deal with life, but be committed and prove to God and prove to the universe. Ooh, I'm even spitting here. And prove you are committing to manifesting this in your life, this change, this transformation, this connection, this hunger, this desire inside that you want in your life. And you have to learn to go with the flow, and you need to learn to build a rhythm, just like music, that can hold that commitment up. You've got Mars, which has come off this weird angle to Chiron. Mars that's going strong in Leo. And it's the confidence in the heart that will keep you going. Because if you have love, and if you mix this with the passions, you get the intensity. That you honestly get the way I do these horoscopes. I've got Sun, Venus, Mercury, all this Leo energy, and it squares my Mars and Saturn here in Scorpio. And sure, it's a square, and I've had to learn my whole life of how to get this square together. But when you figure out how to get Scorpio and Leo to work together, which we are building up now on a Venus square to Mars, which is coming up. We're going to talk about that here in the next week. But be prepared here, as Venus has now just entered some interesting waters, especially as it's about to square Mars here and everything. There could be some really weird love affairs here in the next couple weeks. There can be some really weird relationship energy. You could have even met here in the last 48 hours somebody that you're supposed to be karmically connected to for your whole life. I mean, this is really deep shit. And you have to have a very high spiritual radar to pay attention to all this stuff. That it's not going to be so Virgo-esque and easy to point out. The signs are going to be whether or not you're getting in the way with your mind right now, and whether or not you're seeing the big picture. And when you're communicating, that you're coming from a place of listening to your emotions, by not maybe going too far either, and as a lot of this is this happy medium I think we need to find between understanding what the signs say, understanding what we want, making a commitment towards it, following our heart, and making sure that we have the courage to step into this and that we're not going to be weak in the knees. Because when Pluto stops like this in Capricorn, some people, and there's my sore throat, some people 100% will feel like they are so weak in the knees that they don't know what to do left, that they need somebody to pull them out. And you don't need that. You've got that power within yourself. And it takes courage, it takes strength, it takes a plan. And a lot of this, as Pluto and Saturn are connecting right now, and the Venus and Pluto are connecting in the North Node and all this, these commitments we make to our causes, whether they're relationships or whether they're value systems that are going to bridge us to manifesting the life we want, are going to take a plan, an understanding of a final point. So I ask you today, what is your final point in this life? Every time I ask this in a reading, everybody says, I want to be happy. Well, what do you want to be happy doing? Or what do you want to be happy for? I think you need to be specific now on what it is. You need to make a commitment to something. A commitment to happiness is the easiest thing on the planet, but it never goes anywhere. A commitment to happiness comes from an understanding of the love of yourself, understanding of the passions in your life, and connecting those two together. And that's where we're at right now. And in love relationships, if those two equations are not matching, It's pretty simple. The energy is right in front of you. So thank you guys for all watching. Thank you for all your support as well. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, if you have any questions or if you want a one-on-one reading. I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow for the big full moon. I hope you guys are prepared. It's time to get deep, meditate, and release, and step into the reality you've always wanted to have. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.